So this is how, because a lot of people say King James rewrote the Bible. First of all, let me show y'all this. Secondly, first they say King James was a white man. That's the first lie. This King James right here. This is a picture of King James right here. He was a black man from the tribe of Judah. So that's the first lie. The second one was he was a homosexual and all of that. And then they said he rewrote the Bible, used Shakespeare and all of that. That's not true. This is how King James wrote the Bible.
Shalom, everyone. If you like this video, subscribe with us to YouTube. Thank you.
How you doing, brother? Let me ask you a quick question. Why do you think people think the Bible is not real?
Why they think the Bible is not real?
Yeah. A lot of people, well, I'm going to say this. A lot of people go against the Bible, and a lot of people don't follow the Bible. Some of them believe it, but you can't really believe it if you don't follow it. See what I'm saying? So why do you think people really don't see the Bible as the true book?
I mean, it's true to a certain extent.
What's that extent?
It's a guideline for you to actually know. If you read through the Bible, you can actually read through the fine lines of what have been tampered with.
Okay. What you think have been tampered with? Like just one example.
The Bible in your hand been tampered with because that's not the beginning of the Bible in Genesis. And I grew up in church. That's not the first book of the Bible, period.
So what's the first book?
I'm not that deep all the way to know what the first Bible, but I can tell you Enoch is missing out the Bible, and there's some few more chapters that's missing out the beginning. You can't start a story talking about you gave me the world, but then start with a mother or a father.
So how can you not start it?
You can't start nothing without a mother or a father. You didn't tell me about my mother.
So let me ask you this. I see your thing. So there's a creator, right? Yeah. So in that creator,
it's the woman.
The woman is not the creator.
How come she not?
Because there's something over the woman.
Okay.
There's something over the woman.
Let me ask you a question. Is it man?
Give me 1 Corinthians 11.
Is it man?
Yeah.
It's not.
It is man.
Can a man birth?
Give me a man. Where did you come from?
Let me ask you something. Can a man give birth?
A man can't birth you. A woman can't birth you.
That's exactly my
by herself.
There your answer is.
Because guess what? Where do your nationality come from? The man or the woman?
Woman.
Give me numbers 1. Where do the seed come from? If I have an apple seed, no matter where I plant
I see where you're going. Yeah, you're right.
Your nationality comes from the man.
Exactly. That's
the woman is just the fertilizer.
That's what I was gonna say. But it can't.
The woman. So guess what?
Where I'm coming from.
I see what you're saying. It can't be birthed.
It can't be
birthed. But guess what?
But
guess what? There's a perfect alignment. There's a perfect alignment. Guess what? Give me Isaiah 3.
You're right.
In our community, it's single parent households, right?
Mm-hmm.
Single parent households. So who's the head of these households?
Men.
No, women.
Yeah, women. Well, man technically supposed.
Yeah, the men technically supposed to be. But guess what? The women from the 70s and the 60s, the men was in the house. Exactly. When the feminist movement came, that's when all stuff went crazy. Right. Single parent mothers. Now the world is in disarray because women are the head. Exactly. Read this, Isaiah 3 and 12.
Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 12. As for my people.
So the Most High is talking about his people only. He say, his people is the blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. He say, as for my people only.
As for my people, children are their oppressor.
It say, children are our oppressor. The young Thundercats out here, they're the ones that's oppressing us, their own people. Go ahead.
And women,
and what?
And women rule over them.
And who over them? The women. So it's the single mothers. So the whole thing is Give me Deuteronomy 28. So the whole thing is, they knew that. The so-called white man knew to destroy us, we got to do what? Get the man out the house. Give me that.
And that would destroy the whole function.
So the beginning of destroying us is getting rid of the head. So that proves that the woman is not the head.
Yeah, I wasn't saying it that way, like they was the head. I was just saying like it couldn't happen without both. But
yeah, I agree with both.
Women is out of they place
right. Right. It's our people are out of order.
Yeah.
And it say the Bible say children are our oppressors because women will. So this Bible is talking to a specific people. We read the Bible like it's talking to everybody.
Exactly.
Everybody can't read that scripture. A Chinese man can't read that and say, "Oh, that's us."
Yep. It go back to what you were saying. If you don't follow the Bible or you never follow it, you're not gonna see the fine print.
Exactly.
But it's real. It's real.
Exactly.
Even though they tamper with it, it's real.
It's real. And I wouldn't say they tamper with it because the original Bible was written in Hebrew, Old Testament Hebrew, New Testament Greek, and we still have those documents.
Right.
So this is a translation of it. So even if you want to go back and look at the original text, you can go back to the original text and look at every word. Because I'm gonna tell you, some Bibles are tampered with.
It's probably because I'm used to the old Bible and I understand the old version better than
the old version.
I'd rather use that than.
What's the old? You talking about the original Hebrew?
Right.
Like, the original Hebrew.
Like the ones we grew up off of in our era, I understand that one better than what they giving them.
Right. And
the King James Bible.
The King James Bible is there's this thing, when they translate the Bible, it's two ways. It's called a thought-for-thought translation and a word-for-word translation. The thought-for-thought translation, they look at the original Hebrew scrolls and they translate it to what they think it means. The King James Version is a word-for-word translation, where they don't try to put what they think. They just, if they see this word in Hebrew, they translate it to English. So that's the difference. So the King James Bible is one of the most accurate translated word-for-word Bible.
Right.
Let me show you something real quick.
Me too.
That little barcode, that's the
Nothing, don't worry about it.
So this is the Bible Compact Bible Dictionary. We're going to read how the King James get Bible. And then go to King James Version. So this is how, because a lot of people say King James rewrote the Bible. First of all, let me show you how this. Secondly, first they say King James was a white man. That's the first lie. This King James right here. This is a picture of King James right here. He was a black man from the tribe of Judah. So that's the first lie. The second one was he was a homosexual and all of that. And then they said he rewrote the Bible, used Shakespeare and all of that. That's not true. This is how King James wrote the Bible. Bible, then King James wrote it. There you go.
When Elizabeth died in 1603,
Elizabeth was the Queen of England, because King James was the King of Scotland. This is the time called they call it the Black Age, and then that's when black people ruled, or not the Black Age, the Dark Ages. And then the Renaissance period is when the so-called white man got the kingdom back. But during King James, that's when we ruled, right?
when Elizabeth died in 1603, the crown passed to James James the First, who had been king of Scotland for 37 years.
So when he got Elizabeth's crown, he was already king of Scotland for 37 years, right?
As James IV. Several months after he ascended the throne of England.
So several months after he got the throne of England, this is what he did.
He authorized a new translation of the Bible.
So he authorized the translation of the Bible. He didn't write it, he just authorized the translation. Well, let's see what he did.
To replace the bishop's Bible for 47 of the best Hebrew and Greek scholars.
So he hired 47 of the best Hebrew and Greek scholars. Remember, the Old Testament was Hebrew, the New Testament was Greek. So he hired 47 of the best Hebrew and Greek scholars of that day.
Of the day were divided into 6 groups.
And he divided them into 6 groups. Watch this.
3 for the Old Testament.
He had 3 groups translate the Old Testament.
2 for the New.
2 groups translated the New Testament. And what up?
And 1 for the apocrypha.
And 1 for the apocrypha. So the apocrypha is one of those books that you said they removed. So the original King James, so let me show you this. Show him the table of contents. So we read, but yeah, this he translated into English.
Right.
So
it wasn't there.
Right.
They started to remove our
Now you see that? So in the 1700s, there's 14 books. So those are the books that they removed out the Bible. The book of Enoch is still around, but they so-called didn't canonize it, saying they couldn't prove that it was Enoch was a prophet, but they couldn't prove that that was written from him. So they just didn't put it in. So every book they put in, it had to be proof that that writer was the actual writer. If they thought that person wasn't the actual writer, they didn't put it in. So that's what it's, so most Bibles only come with what? The Old Testament and the New Testament. But the original Bible had 3, the Apocrypha. So we always read out the Apocrypha. The Apocrypha got some real stuff in there. Got some stuff that'll tie up history real good. Let me show you some stuff that they didn't want y'all to hear out the Apocrypha. Go to 2nd Esdras 5, 2nd Esdras 6. Because part of the understanding is God loves everybody. He used to have a chosen people, and then after Christ, he don't have a chosen people no more. That was part of the doctrine that came from these people, these man-made religions. But I'm gonna show you one of the main reasons they took the Apocrypha out. Watch this.
2nd Esdras chapter 6 and verse 54. Verse 54. And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him comest we all.
So he's saying, we know about Genesis and say everybody comes from Adam. Right?
And the people also whom thou hast chosen.
So he's saying everybody comes from Adam, and the people who God chose also come from Adam. So there's 2 sets of people. It's the people that God chose and everybody else. Right?
All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou hast made the world for our sake.
So they made the world for the Israelites' sake. Right?
As for the other people.
So he's saying, as for the other people that what?
Which also come of Adam.
So as for the other people that come from Adam, go ahead.
Thou hast said they are nothing.
What God say?
Thou hast said they are nothing.
God say, them other people, they ain't nothing. The Chinese man, the so-called white man, the Southern Indian, West Indian man, all these other people, he said they are nothing. But what?
But be like unto spittle.
But he said they like spit to him. Go ahead.
And has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel.
He said all of them put together is like a drop of water to God. Go ahead.
And now, O Lord, behold, these heathen.
So he called them heathens. Everybody that's not an Israelite is a heathen. So he said these heathen what?
Which have ever been reputed as nothing.
He said these heathen who have the reputation of being nothing to you, God, are what?
Have begun to be lords over us.
Now they lords over us. Now they over us. Go ahead.
And to devour us.
And now they devour us. So these people, all these other nations outside of the Israelites, he said they not nothing to God. But now they lord over us. So now they over us. So now that's something deep. This goes against what they teach. They for God so loved the world and God loves everybody, Jews, Gentile, all this stuff. That goes against. So guess what? They said we got to take that out.